Hey everyone, it's Karsten. I just wanted to give a quick thank you to our patrons before we get into the episode. If you're a consistent listener of the pod, I highly recommend becoming a patron at patreon.com/Carscast. Not only because you get exclusive access to bonus episodes, Q&As, shoutouts at the end of every episode, and much more, but because you would be supporting us a ton. Because we, as you all know, don't have sponsors. With all that out of the way, please consider becoming a patron, patreon.com/Carscast, and enjoy the episode.
Carscast. My name is Jeff. I watch movies sometimes. And I'm Karsten. I also watch movies sometimes. You're listening to the Carscast Movie Cast.
Hello. Welcome to the 71st episode of the Carscast Movie Cast. Jeff, how many seasons did the TV show Twin Peaks run for?
See, the thing is, this is now a question that I actually have never seen the show, and people are going to probably be mad when I say something that's like completely wrong.
I'm jumping into
3?
2.
I knew it was like not that many. That's all I knew.
You're always just a little bit off.
Everyone's like, it's kind of weird. The general populace, I mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyways,
that's moving on.
Today, I'm super excited about this. I always look forward to recording these podcasts, but today I'm extremely excited. I've been waiting for this for 2 weeks. It is the sequel to the first time we did this. Letterboxd Lucy is here.
We're back, yes.
With 3D glasses.
They're over my regular glasses.
I wasn't here for the first one of these, but I just remembered that as a joke, I put on the touch up my appearance, and I forgot to take it off.
We get a bunch of comments.
I learned that was a preference in Zoom, so I'm gonna untouch up my appearance.
They're like, hey, Jeff looks
there we go.
Really good today. I don't know what it is, but
so we get the more haggard-looking realist.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because the film we're gonna be talking about, both films really.
Yeah.
They kind of just take a lot out of you. So this is really my real appearance.
Definitely. On that note, I guess I'd like to apologize. I haven't shaved in a few days. Got a big, bushy mustache going on, so...
Well, it's good that this is a podcast, then.
Oh, yeah. That is true. Well, anyways, Lucy, a lot has changed since the last time you were here.
Yes, the world has changed.
The world is much different. But how have you been? What's going on?
I'm simply chilling. That's what I would say.
That's a good way of putting it.
I'm doing okay. I mean, 2020 is what it is. So we're all just had something cool happen last month with the variety thing. So that was fun.
Congratulations on that. That was really cool.
Thank you.
To anyone who isn't aware, you had an article in Variety. You had it was like a list of good movies to watch in quarantine. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was like they changed it to the word quirky. I was like, I didn't do that, but it was like a quirky comedies list, and it was just a cool opportunity. I didn't even seek it out, so now that exists, and that's a cool thing that I did this year.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Lucy, I want to bring this up because I want to get your in-person take. And honestly, sorry if you didn't want to talk about this, but we found ourselves in the same beef. I want to see 2 weeks ago on some Twitter post.
Yeah, it was like a month ago, right? You brought it. You're bringing up the beef. Okay.
I had to bring it up because I think it was the first time where all of us were in the same shit. Because I feel like
that's not true. I think this is the first time you ever noticed.
Well, I've noticed, but yeah, because I stay off of the film
You're
Twitter side that I think hates
me.
me.
You're very polite. I will give you that. Yeah.
But yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, I don't even remember what the specific meme was, but it was all our profile pictures in this one. And honestly, are we talking about the same thing? Because I'm talking about the guy.
No, I know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to remember what it looked like. Yeah.
It was a forgettable meme to begin with. but someone was like...
it wasn't a great meme, and apparently he was reposting it, and he was like, everybody calm down. I don't actually hate all these people, except Lucy. I hate her, though. That's what he said. That was my favorite part.
I guarantee I'm a very hateable person, so I was probably also an exception.
I did see some hate on you in another place recently. You're like, oh, I hate that guy. And I was like, that's the first time I ever saw that.
Oh, no, they're out to get me. But anyways, that was a fun experience is all I had to say. I'm glad there was a lot of support behind us, though.
Yeah, as soon as those things pop up, usually a lot of people get riled up real fast, which is why if I do address it, I always say, like, don't attack anybody. I'm just trying to make a joke about it, because I think it's funny.
Yeah. Your response, it was like the Mean Girls video?
Mean Girls video?
Perfect
where she's
response to that.
Yeah, she's, like, talking about being in the plastics. That's all I wanted to say. And then people got upset, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. Letterboxd has not gotten any better since last time we talked. It's actually gotten, like, so much worse.
To think, I think it's gotten worse, probably.
Yeah, Letterboxd is so weird just because it's like just people writing stuff about movies is the whole concept of the site.
And people
get really... I don't get how you are just mad. You're like, I'm mad that you didn't write what I wanted you to write.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like every day.
You write that.
Yeah, it's like every day it's like people realize that, like, personal opinions, like, they've never encountered one before.
Yeah.
So they're like, I'm mad that you don't have the exact same taste that I have. It's essentially what it is.
There's a reason it lets every person rate the film.
Right. I recently had this, like, I had a lot of backlash over the fact that I dropped Anomalisa from a 5 to a 3.5. And I was like, okay, that was, okay. Oh, man, I want to talk a little bit about that. But first of all, I thought that was bad. And then I gave Toy Story 4 a 4.5, not thinking anything of it. I was just like, yeah, great movie. And that one, the backlash was even worse. People were furious. I was like, Jesus Christ.
They were furious that was too high.
Yeah. They were like, oh, yeah, Toy Story 4 is better than Anomalisa. Sure. And I'm like, yeah, it is. What are you saying?
You know that you're hated on Letterboxd when, like, people bring receipts from other ratings into the review or the list. They're like, you gave this movie this, and it's like, okay, now you're thinking too much into it, like, more than I am.
Exactly. People are like, someone was like, oh, so There Will Be Blood is a 4 and Toy Story 4 is a 4.5? And some guy responded and was like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense why you would bring that up. And then he actually responded. He was like, no, it actually makes perfectly fine sense if you have a rating system. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Do you think that, like, film reviewers for newspapers had, like, do people just send them, like, emails about that?
Probably.
Because, okay, so I had
letters in the mail.
Yeah, I actually had a film professor at my undergrad who used to be a film reviewer he was a critic for the Orlando Sentinel newspaper, which is, like, you know, one of the bigger newspapers in Florida. And he actually gave Garfield, like the Bill Murray live action Garfield, a higher rating than Fight Club. So I asked him about it, and he was like, yeah, he's like, I think I must have just been having a weird day.
And that's what it is. It just
that's all it is.
Depends on the day. Sometimes Garfield is better than Fight Club.
Right.
And it's just like to rate things in general is so arbitrary. Like, the one I always think is so funny that nobody points out is that I have, like, many Disney Channel original movies rated higher than, like, Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
And, like, and it's like they have nothing. They're like at the opposite ends of, you know, film, and it's nothing has to do with anything. It's just do what you want, really.
It's so dumb, yeah. Cool. Well, I'm glad we got a little bit of a rant out of the way.
Yeah.
Anyways, should we get into today's movie though? Today we're talking about First Cow. This is a 2020 movie directed by Kelly Reichardt, who I am just recently getting pretty obsessed with. And
as you should.
As I should, apparently. The synopsis is, two travelers on the run from a band of vengeful hunters in the 1820s Northwest dream of striking it rich, but their tenuous plans to make their fortune on the frontier comes to rely on the secret use of a landowner's prized dairy cow. Yeah. So, like, when you put that on...
That really is... That's the film.
That is.
When you write it down, it doesn't seem like it's going to work. Or that it's very... Listen, here's the thing. I've been excited for this movie for a long time. In fact, I regretfully had the chance to catch this in theaters before everything went down in LA. And I was like...
that, like, hurts me.
Right? And I was like, in LA, and I was like, I'm a little busy today. I'll probably just go see Downhill instead. And then I just saw it now, like 5 months later. And yeah, it's an interesting movie. It's been getting a lot of buzz though, as like, and we say this every episode, as it's one of the better movies to come out of 2020 so far. So let's get into it. What are the general thoughts here?
I feel like it's one of the best movies ever made that has so much to do with biscuits. Like, just, like, making biscuits.
Yeah. Definitely in that category, like, yeah.
It made me want Popeyes after I watched it. I was like, they just look so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking the title should have been First Biscuit.
That would have been, yeah. But they call them oily cakes. And that was...
Oily cakes.
Yeah, I liked that name.
Yeah. What if that was the name of the film? Yeah, oily cakes.
First oily cakes.
I feel like it would get like a different kind of crowd. Like people would think it's about something else.
Yeah. Well, it already is like it's like cow baiting. Cuz like it's
it's not okay. That's the one thing is that I really did think the title like is weird.
It is weird.
Like it's very literal.
Yeah. And it really like the thing is I've been like hearing about this movie. And the way A24, I mean, they're weird about marketing all their films, but they've just been marketing it like this beautiful cow. And don't get me wrong, we have to talk about this. It really is a great cow.
It's a beautiful cow. It really is.
But I mean, they're probably having like multiple people whose whole job is just to shampoo that cow.
Exactly. Oh, it's like, because like I'm like, okay, yeah, I've heard like hype about the cow, but then the cow shows up and you're like, all right, fine, it's a good cow.
And I mean, and especially because like so many of the other characters are so dirty.
Yeah,
yeah.
This cow is so clean.
Really says a lot about society.
I think we're really digging into this is deep thoughts about the movie.
I do want to say this is my second Kelly Reichardt film. The only other one I've seen is
only
Old
your
Joy.
Second?
Yeah. But I just actually watched Old Joy for the first time last week or something. You just got it on Criterion, which is cool.
Yeah.
The one thing what I realized after Old Joy is that she is like a super slow and patient and quiet filmmaker. Like her stuff is very, very slow, but kind of like soothing. It's very soothing.
It's really tranquil if you're in the mood for it. Like if you're not in the mood to pay attention, you're gonna probably be like checking your watch. But a lot of the time, like when I actually sit down, like when I waited to watch First Cow, I was like, okay, it was really good.
What other Kelly Reichardt films have you seen?
I've seen them all actually. I caught up before First Cow, and I'm planning. Right now, I'm editing a retrospect on like her filmography kind of thing.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, I've seen them all now, including her debut, which is a little rough, River of Grass, but I would say like the one that probably grew on me the most is like Meek's Cutoff.
Okay.
Which a lot of people don't like it very much, but I was shocked how good how much I liked it. And Certain Women is solid, very solid, and Old Joy.
Yeah, I know Laura
Most
Dern
of
is in Certain Women, right?
Yes.
Is she in it?
Yes. Yeah. And Michelle Williams. It's like Laura Dern's thing, and then Michelle Williams has a different plot line, and then Kristen Stewart and Lily Gladstone have a third thing, which is my favorite. Even though there's like an infamous scene where Kristen Stewart like she goes to use a napkin and it's wrapped silverware in a napkin and she like dabs her face with it and everybody brings that back every once in a while because she's like dabbing her face with the rolled silverware and it makes everybody so angry.
We've all been there. But yeah, this one, I feel like, okay, I liked this movie.
Yeah, this is a chill film.
It's a very chill film. My one thing that I want to ask you guys, because I don't know if you took away something that I didn't, is like, there's a story here and everything. But I don't know what this movie is about, to be honest. There is like a greater thing that I think it's saying that was completely lost on me personally. But I don't think that's...
I kind of felt that way too. Like, it really just felt like this interesting slice of life film that's like a very good period piece. But it felt like there was a metaphor that was lost on me.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt.
I feel like... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask what you thought, because I think you like this a bit more.
I actually agree with both of you. I mean, it does feel like the overarching metaphor of this one I didn't get as much as some of her movies. Like, especially I would say like Meek's Cutoff or Old Joy is really pretty simple to get. I would say it's just about friendship, but more than that, it strikes me as like this has the biggest loop almost that I've seen of her movies because, like Jeff said, what she loves to do is like just have a slice of someone's life, and most of her movies, like, this isn't really a spoilers or anything, but they tend to just end. They don't really have an ending that's like quite memorable, or like nothing huge happens. It just kind of trails off and ends. But here it kind of, it gets into spoiler territory here, but like the beginning and the end like connect, which I really liked. And actually, without that, I might not have liked it as much because I just thought it was really poignant that the beginning and the end connected like that.
Yeah.
So.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, and also just the end, like the way it ending, like the ending is somewhat abrupt in terms of even like before it kind of like connects back, but like that gap, it's like so obvious for your brain to connect what did happen that it was just like. I think that was the least amount of information you could have given to make the ending satisfying.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like it is probably the most satisfied ending I've seen from her, honestly, because like again, the other ones are like strictly slice of life, and this one for some reason she put that in and it really connected it for me. Otherwise I would have been like, okay, this is quaint, it's nice because it's a little story, but yeah, I did like the connection there.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of my favorite aspect of it.
That actually brings that, looking at it as more of a slice of life like that, and I just am very into that style, is something I've realized in quarantine.
Like Keychain.
Like Keychain. That makes me appreciate what this is doing a lot more, because her films in themselves, and I mean, I've only seen 2, so what can I say, but she's so good at, I think, making very small, mundane things kind of dramatized and like make us, because the thing about this movie is I never felt like it wasn't slow. Like the whole time I'm like, I never got used to it. I was like, this is very slow and like mundane, but at the same time I was never not interested, because I think she's always doing something. There's always something happening. And it might not be something related to the plot or anything that significant, but there's a thing to do. And putting it in the context of it being like a slice of life and like what this meant to these two guys, like, I think makes it a lot more beautiful than I...
Yeah, because I mean, this film, obviously there's almost no stakes for the general populace, even of that small like town.
Yeah.
It's really just involving... like 5 people total in terms of like what, so it was very interesting in that. And it was, I think I actually got used to the pacing. Like the first half an hour, I wanted to look at my phone, and I just like was like, I'm not doing that. But then after about half an hour, I was in.
Yeah.
All right.
So I feel like I got adjusted, but it definitely took a while.
As soon as that cow shows up, you're hooked.
Yeah, I can't take my eyes off that cow. I'm like, that is someone shampooing that cow.
I read a Letterboxd review that just said, I wish I had the credit right here to say it, but it said that they saw it in theaters like before quarantine, and when the cow shows up like coming in on a little like panel of wood, like the whole theater cheered apparently.
That's what we did when I watched it. I watched it with my friend John, and we both cheered. We were like, yeah, every time he popped up on the screen.
It's the cow.
It's all about the cow. But yeah, I this is one of those movies where I think the more time I sit with it, the more I love it, which is kind of just a theme I've noticed with very slow kind of transcendental films like this.
Except Anomalisa.
Apparently. Oh man, we gotta bring it up. But yeah, because like when it was over and I just kind of went back to like doing what I was doing and just kind of put it on Letterboxd and then went on with my life, I was like kind of bummed. Like I wanted to keep watching it. It was she made such an inviting atmosphere.
Yeah. It's definitely not overwhelming.
No.
You could just have that on like all day and just be kind of content.
Yeah.
You know, when I was actually like skimming it before this just to like have a refresher because I saw it like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think. I was actually thinking to myself that in comparison to a lot of her other films, it kind of feels like her action movie. like almost, because like the plot is like there actually are very like they feel low in the atmosphere, but there are stakes, whereas it's like a lot of her movies are literally just like people walking and kind of just like so, but I think once you get used to it, because I remember my first film of hers I saw was like Certain Women when it dropped in like 2016, and I was like, this just threw me off. It really threw me off, but the more I get into it, I'm like, okay, I'm really in it now. I like it.
Definitely. That's the thing. It's like when I first saw Old Joy, I kind of had that same reaction, and I wrote this in my Letterboxd review where I was like, this shouldn't be allowed. Like you shouldn't. No one should let this happen where you can make a movie like this, but it works really well.
It just does, yeah.
So yeah, and also, God, the music she chooses is it fits really. This one was like, what was the instrument that was it the one where it's like the little metal?
Yeah, I think it sounded like a dulcimer.
Okay.
Or it sounded like either a mandolin or a dulcimer.
Gotcha.
It was like the main instrument for the score.
Fantastic choice.
Yeah, because I don't know, it sounded, I have like this weird diatonic like guitar dulcimer thing, and it kind of sounded like that.
Okay.
Jeff did the music for this film. Yeah.
Yeah, I just did. I was like, ding, dong.
Yeah. I don't know. I really am. I want to bring this back to the fact that I didn't see it in a theater because I really wish I did. Because I feel like seeing this in a dark room and being really forced to sit with it. Not to say I was like very distracted during this, but I think it would have been just even more inviting.
I really wish I saw it even just in a normal room that was dark, because it's such an atmospheric film and it's such a dark film that takes place at night or inside without electricity. So I feel like the fact that I watched it during the day, I lost a little bit.
That's a fair point, yeah. You know, I will say this. I don't think this should have been in 4:3 aspect ratio. I think that's what it was.
Those are fighting words.
I know. As someone who also made a slice of life short in 4:3.
You're like, there's not enough room in this format for the both of us.
Everyone thinks, you know what? Never mind. We're not talking about it.
I think it worked okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it works. It's really beautiful. Like, there's not one bad shot here. But I really would have loved if she just pulled back those curtains and we could.
No, yeah, dude. In 1830, 4:3 didn't exist. So
I mean, Jeff, that's a great point. Yeah. So that's I'm really honestly glad we are talking about this, because I'm really appreciating it a lot more, like getting the words out. Because I didn't really know what to think when I finished it. I was like, that was really slow, but I didn't like it at all.
I just think hopefully what'll happen is if you continue to watch more of her films, it'll even grow on you more.
Yeah.
Like, because it just, getting used to her style, it's almost like, I hate to name drop this, but like Jean Delmont or something, like, it's just like, it's really just about the details.
Yeah.
And just mundane stuff.
Yeah.
But like, once you're in it, you're like, okay, I'm in it.
You're in it.
Yeah.
I never knew it was pronounced Jean Delmont. I've been saying Jean Dielman for years now, so that's very embarrassing. But Cookie is the one that told me it was Jean Dielman, so this is all Cookie's fault.
I miss you, Cookie.
We all miss Cookie.
Which is the name of a character in this film as well.
Yeah, dude. Okay, I have been like,
which is hilarious. The cook is named Cookie.
I never realized that. Yeah.
Best cinematic Cookie.
Yeah. This guy's name was Cookie. I was watching John Waters' Crybaby last night, and one of the people in the credits' names was Cookie. Like, I don't know what it is about this week, but I'm realizing a lot more people are named Cookie than I thought. So that's my fact of the day. It's not a fact.
That's how we should have started. Like, how was your week? This week, I realized a lot more people were named Cookie than I thought.
It's fucking insane. Well, cool. Does anyone else have anything big to say about this that we haven't already touched on?
Yeah. So, I don't know. At one point, this film felt tonally kind of like if The Lighthouse was about two normal lighthouse keepers. They were just like chill roommates.
Yeah.
They're just like hanging out.
Yeah.
It's The Lighthouse, but not in black and white. Yeah.
Right. And just like a lot more chill.
Yeah.
Maybe they have some kind of grift, like they're trying to sell like seashells by the seashore.
Yeah.
I feel like this is almost like, if you like squint, this is like almost a good metaphor for like millennial thinking of, they're just like two guys hanging out, and they're like, a lot of the time they're just like looking up like, man, I wish we could like make food. I wish I could like have a job and we could like live somewhere and like have a business.
Yeah. They were actually pot oily buns or whatever.
Yeah. Oily cakes.
Cool. But anyways, I was just saying, I had like a fun, dumb discussion question. Okay. And in the film, it's like 1830s or whatever. Is that when it was? Because I just said that earlier.
Something. Yeah, I think it was 1820s.
Okay. Yeah. Whenever it was, though, they talked about like what their dream jobs were. Mm-hmm. Like, so for Cookie, it was hotelier/baker.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering what like both of your 1830s or 20s dream job would be.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I would love to just be. I can't think of any.
I would just enjoy chilling.
Yeah.
Like just like.
You have the option back then. Well, not really, but you kind of do.
A little bit.
Just build a house somewhere.
I definitely want to be in charge of an animal. Maybe not a cow, but I think that'd be fun.
You strike me as a chicken guy, which I know from.
Yeah.
Wait,
or an ostrich guy.
Nah, nope.
You run like a sideshow where you travel around with an ostrich and like have it do tricks.
Little like circus.
Yeah.
It's like a traveling circus.
Yep. With ostriches and chickens. Very specific group of animals.
That's all you have.
Your main gag is like, look how much bigger one is than the other one.
These are both birds, right? But they're different.
And people will love it. Because it's like 1820.
Yeah, they'll pay 20 silver ingots for that.
I show up with an ostrich in like America, and they're like, "What the fuck is that?" This is.
But anyways, that's all I had to say about the film.
He's been like saving that question like this whole time, just like waiting for the opportunity.
It's like, I'm gonna write that down. So what are we feeling? 1 for a star rating and 2 for a time of day rating. I think I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. Yes. I really liked this. It was like between a 3.5 and a 4 last night, because I liked it, but I didn't know why. And now that I'm kind of coming to terms with it, I really like it. Yeah.
Or like begrudgingly accepting that you actually liked it.
Yeah. It's not like Anomalisa, where I loved that movie and didn't know why. Because the more I think about that one, the less I like it. But the more I think about this one, I love it. And that's...
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to say it. I think you kind of got peer pressured into not liking Anomalisa.
Listen, everyone keeps saying that in the comments, and I'm so sick of it. Are you doing that because I said that last episode? Because I hate you, Jeff.
I want to put on record that the more we talk about Anomalisa, the less I like it, and I didn't like it to begin with.
Okay, I love Synecdoche, New York, but your review of I Want to Fight Charlie Kaufman, I was like, yeah, hey, we'll get behind that.
Oh yeah.
But I still love his movies.
Yeah.
Any.
That's what he gets for making some weird Hogwarts staircase moving city.
Yeah. So what does everybody else think for a rating?
Yeah, I'm going 4 as well.
Cool.
Definitely a 4. I feel like I'm glad we all agree because it proves my theory I was thinking earlier that this is like a perfect example of a solid 4. Like when I see higher or lower, I'm like, that's a little sketch.
Yeah.
That's
true.
true.
The exact reasoning we came to last week as well when we watched Palm Springs.
Yeah,
Really?
it was the most 4 out of 5 movie.
That's right, yeah.
Because I agree. Well, lesser about like if someone gave it a 3.5, I'm like, yeah, sure. But if someone gave Palm Springs a 4.5, I'm like, let me show you these other movies,
much.
right? Like, let me introduce you to other.
Yeah.
But First Cow, that's a very good way of putting it.
Are we ready to talk about the second movie?
Well, I was gonna say what time of day.
Time of day. I forgot
the
that
time
was
of
a thing we
day.
did.
How does your scale work? You just what time of day is it best?
It literally
Right, so it's like
really,
I think it's more like a prime time, like a 7 to 9 for like really good movies you like, and then it's I don't really know how to even explain. I'm explaining this, but it doesn't make any sense as a scale.
Or like is the rating the same? Like you like it the same, but it's like when does it feel best?
Yeah, I think it's more that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give this like a. I'll say 9 p.m.
I was gonna say 9.
Yeah, like settle in, like it's a nice night movie, but it's not prime time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's also not super late because it's not crazy enough for super late either.
No, oh god,
Yeah,
definitely not.
I mean, I was thinking like 10 because you're still ending at midnight, but so I would say a weekday 10, but a weekend 6.
Okay, interesting. Yeah,
I think it'd be like a late afternoon on a weekend.
Or
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I was thinking if I was watching with like friends, maybe it would be like a lunchtime movie. Like I could enjoy it with other people like in the middle of the afternoon, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, that's First Cow then.
Imagine though, like that scale being used on a movie poster. It's like 4 p.m. Karsten Rundquist.
And that gives absolutely no information about how
just
good it is, so
4
that makes
p.m.
it funnier.
Not prime time.
4 p.m. out of
It's still
12
good.
PMs.
24 p.m.
Well, we have another movie to talk about that we did not tell anybody we were talking about it, but
Yeah, I saw that. You were keeping it very under wraps. Almost like you're ashamed of it. You put the glasses back on.
it's basically the same movie. But
They are the same movie.
we might as well just hop right into it. We're also going to talk about Spy Kids 3D.
Game over.
Game
That's
over.
the full title. Get it right.
Listen, this movie goes way back. I don't know. Was this anybody's, and I think I'm mostly speaking to Jeff here, was this anybody's first time watching this?
I saw this in theaters.
Okay, cool. Good. Did we all see this in theaters?
Yes.
I think so.
Great.
Yeah,
So
there
Yes.
we go.
there's that's a personality trait.
But this is the first time I've seen it since then.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it's been 17 years.
Okay. I was very obsessed with this movie when I was a kid. I bought like the Barnes and Noble like graphic novel of it, which is just stills from the movie in a book with like a blurb. It was just, there was no point. And yeah, I don't know. I was obsessed with it.
Me too.
Can we just get out of the way?
Yep.
Is this the best Spy Kids movie?
No.
No, I think the first one's better.
The second one.
Oh.
I'm a huge fan. Cinematically, the second one.
The second one is really good. I think we're all on different pages. I like this one the most. This one is bananas.
I think this is the one that's the most. I would rewatch this one before the other ones.
That's fair.
I did recently rewatch the second one because it was on TV and my sister wanted to watch it with me. So we watched it together and laughed the whole time. Second one's great. Steve Buscemi is amazing in it, but this one is crazy. This one is entirely CGI.
It's kind of like a really janky Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly, and it's better in that way.
It's honestly better than Ready Player One. I would say that to Steven Spielberg on the street, I think.
This is what Steven Spielberg...
That's the one thing you get to say. You're passing Steven Spielberg on the street.
My one choice.
Should I read the synopsis? This is really funny. It starts with pint-sized kid spy Junie Cortez faces his biggest challenge yet. Why did they say that? That was so unnecessary. Faces his biggest challenge yet when he confronts the toy maker, Sylvester Stallone, a ruthless villain sentenced to virtual prison by the Organization of Super Spies. The toy maker has captured Junie's sister, OSS agent Carmen, and is holding her inside a virtual reality environment called Game Over. Now Junie must use his cunning to advance to the nearly impossible level 5 in order to rescue his sister.
That makes more sense than the actual movie makes.
Totally more sense. Like, what I know about this movie is that they just simply move from one level to the next, and eventually the movie's over.
Yeah. I mean, the crazy thing about their commitment to, like, CGI is they even use CGI for parts that don't make sense.
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like when with the one of the shots with the grandpa at the end and Junie, they're green screened in front of people clapping at them. Even though they're supposed to be in the same room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like when the glasses off part came on the 3D version.
Yeah.
Because you
it's like fully green
watched
screen.
this in 3D.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I am proud to say I'm still the owner of the Collector's series.
Wow.
That has a 3D disc, and me and my friends would watch it all the time. And I've actually, these 3D glasses, I'm 100% sure were the ones I wore in the theater too.
Wow.
And we just brought them home and kept them with the other 3D glasses in the case so many people could watch it.
That's amazing.
It's commitment.
Yeah. And I honestly respect the commitment by the filmmakers to the 3D aspect. Mm-hmm. Like every few minutes they would just start throwing stuff like at the lens, just even though it made no sense for the film. Mm-hmm. They would just be like, here, someone's wiping some lava off, now it's flying at it's flying at you.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Yeah.
That's why what were you saying?
No, you go first.
I was just like, that's why I genuinely think this is the only good example of a 3D movie, like where the experience
exactly what I was gonna say. Yes.
Thank you. It's better seeing it in 3D. Because, like, most of the time, I got to a point where I think we saw this, and my family was like, that was amazing. And my mom got really into 3D and just took us to the 3D version of, like, every movie for the next 10 years. And eventually we were just like, wait, this is stupid. Why are we doing this?
Like, it was only good once. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Like, it was only really good one time, and this is the time.
This is the time. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys also saw, because of this, especially the hype, like, everyone was so amped after this that, did you guys see Shark Boy and Lava Girl in the theater in 3D? Because I also did that, and I was kind of let down.
That was definitely a worse movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never saw that one.
Really?
Like, it tried to do the same. Here's the thing. That movie and this movie do the same thing where they just straight up interrupt the movie to be like, time to put on your 3D glasses. And that one, for some reason, it's so stupid. And I'm like, even as a kid, I was like, fuck this. But Spy Kids 3D, you're like, whatever you say, you know?
That's exactly what it is, because it's like you already respect these characters. You're like, oh, this shit must be serious. We gotta get these on. And then you watch this, like, boy with a shark, like, life vest on with, like, a shark fin. And you're like, who the hell is this? Like, I don't want to put on glasses for him.
I only put glasses on for Sylvester Stallone.
Junie Cortez.
Yeah, for pint-sized kid spy.
Yeah. Okay, Sylvester Stallone kind of went all out in this film.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the thing. Everyone went all out, if we're being honest. I mean, even looking back at...
Even Selena Gomez, who was in it as the girl in the beginning.
Oh my god, you're right, she was.
That was weird.
Yeah.
George Clooney is in this.
Yeah. How did they get Clooney for this?
Literally, who knows? Because this was at, like, his peak. That's the thing. It's not like this was an early flop for any... Like, this was at... Steve Buscemi was doing really well at the time. George Clooney was killing it. Antonio Banderas was killing it. Like, everyone was doing really well, but they all signed on to Spy Kids 3D Game Over.
It's the power of Robert Rodriguez. He just got, like, so into... you know, digital filmmaking, and then now this 3D filmmaking, and he was like, I swear it's gonna be cool, it's for the kids, and they were all like, sure.
He's the future, yeah.
Okay, I just realized how the, like, poster behind you is half red and half blue, like the glasses.
Did you not? The poster in itself
I actually didn't, so
is like 3D.
Carson, I think it's just you.
It's definitely okay.
Yeah, we get it, Carson, you're a genius. You notice things very quickly.
Let's just say this is why I have 300,000 subscribers. Moving on. Can I just... Well, never mind.
Can I say my favorite line really quick?
Please.
From the movie?
Yes.
It's at the end when Bill Paxton shows up, and he goes and he throws an umbrella for some reason, and he goes, "Did somebody ring the dingster?"
Literally,
and that's before he.
When you said,
a robot.
"Can I say my favorite line?" I was like, if this isn't the Dinkster line or whatever the fuck he says, I was like,
yeah,
it is the best line. Thank you.
That's the best line. Yeah. All right. We agree.
I love how all of the characters like come in at the end too. It's like mom, dad, and like grandpa, grandma. Oh my god, this movie's amazing.
It's funny because so many of them only had to probably be on set for like an hour.
Yeah. Oh, that's why they probably signed on. You're right. And it also
and did you
made
notice
bank.
the funniest part? That Antonio Banderas is still first build. Like, he's in it for like 5 minutes and he's still, it's like in 3D his name comes up first. I was like, that's even
so
better.
Funny.
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah.
He's got a good agent.
He does.
Elijah
Wood shows up. Once again, like at the peak
that was
of Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
That part was so good. Like, watching that as a kid was like being slapped in the face. Just that part.
Yeah.
Okay, we also haven't even talked about any of the physical rules of this movie. Because none of them make sense.
No.
Nothing makes sense.
Like, why do you lose multiple lives for getting hit once? That's not how any video game has ever worked.
My favorite is when he, like, trips and it's like, boom, boom, like 3 lives lost just from tripping.
And Elijah Wood lost 99 lives at once.
He did get electrocuted.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of lives at that point?
If I tripped and lost a life, I would be very cautious the rest of my life. I'd be like, Jesus, really? Yeah. What do we think about Demetra? She was a big deal when I was a kid.
The hairstyle was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like, let's just thickly like gel like 2 strands of hair.
Yeah.
And that's your look.
Oh my god. Yeah. I don't even know where to go from here. What was everybody's favorite level?
No.
No?
The Pacific Rim thing. Like, the robots fighting. Like, that's essentially...
That's what Pacific
Rim. Like, Ready Player One. Like, everyone just decided to copy Spy Kids 3 Game Over.
That was the one where it's like, so many times I wish I was in this movie when I was a kid. And I think that was a big example. I was like, I want to be in a robot. And even though it looks so violent, yeah. You know what? That clip is not going to age well because there's a lot of reasons. I don't know. There was the one with the race cars.
The race cars was cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Like the concept of
that part straight up Ready Player One stole.
Yeah,
literally,
I think Ready Player One stole the whole thing. Now that we're thinking about it.
Really, yeah.
And they didn't even give Spy Kids a little moment of glory in their actual movie.
Yeah.
When they gave
I remember being in the theater for Ready Player One a few years ago and watching the whole race scene and being like, this is familiar. I feel like I've literally seen this before, and I did not think of Spy Kids. And then the second this happened and I rewatched it, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's literally Spy Kids.
And even the whole conceit of the game is similar, where they're like, yeah, if you win the game, you get like riches.
Yeah.
And everyone's like addicted to it. Like they couldn't leave. They stole the whole thing. That's really what we're getting at here.
Yeah.
Wow. I would like to bring up something. I got really curious about Robert Rodriguez the other day, and looked up more information about him. Are you guys aware of his children's names?
Isn't one of them Rocket?
Bet they're awesome.
One of them is Rebel Rodriguez, Racer Rodriguez, Rocket, Rhiannon, Rogue. Yeah.
I feel like there's a theme.
Those are kids. Yeah.
I think that's cool. I think it's better than didn't Kevin James name his daughter Harley Quinn?
Oh God. We need to stop celebrities. We need to put an end to it.
But wait, aren't you one? Aren't you technically one?
Yeah, we need to.
You just, I think, surpassed me on followers on Letterboxd, and I got a little upset.
Honestly,
I was like...
listen, let me just take this time to acknowledge this. Letterboxd was fun, and now it needs to calm down. Like, I am on board with everyone that hates me, that I don't deserve this many followers, or to be on the top of every movie.
Yeah.
Because my shit sucks. I don't agree with me, Jeff. That wasn't what I was trying to do, but...
I honestly think a lot of your success is because your, profile picture is the really nice kind of seafoam green color.
Yeah.
I think that just catches people's eye.
It catches people's eyes.
So that's my advice.
And to just change
to other people if you want to get more Letterboxd followers.
The thing about that color,
steal his profile,
is it was a very... it's a soothing color, but I think it also pisses a lot of people off. I think if someone were to just
now
scroll
it
by
reminds them of you.
Yeah, if they see it, they're like, "Oh, this fucking guy."
People start calling it Karsten Green.
That was the goal of the end time. Yeah. Anyways, this is a good movie. I'm gonna say it.
So what we got out of that is that you fucking hate Letterboxd, but you like Spy Kids 3D.
Yes, and I would put myself inside of a robot is the biggest point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, real quick, I'm gonna bring this up.
All right.
Junie is married to Meghan Trainor.
Yeah.
That's right. Uh-huh. That's right.
Yep.
Wait, there was pictures of them a few years ago in like coming out of a sex shop,
yeah.
And everyone was like,
"It was so
this is the worst bit
funny.
of information anyone could have received."
His name is Daryl in real life. He has not aged well at all. Let's put it.
But he's all about that bass.
If there's one thing we know about him, it's that he's all about that bass. Let me just put it this way. No, that's mean. Never mind. Okay,
I have a quick question for you though.
Okay.
Because I saw that you said that Spy Kids 3 is your favorite of the Spy Kids, and it's rated the lowest.
Okay.
I actually did research before we did this.
See,
and I want to know, do you think
a Cars
that
cast first?
Do you think that it's actually like bad, but most enjoyable, or?
Listen, it's only fair that you pulled up receipts for Letterboxd because I'm gonna do the same in the segment. But
you're gonna do it again. You're gonna do it again.
We got some good ones today, but yeah.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I have more, so we could just take turns.
So that was and this happened a lot of times where I was just going through movies and I just had to slap a review on, and Spy Kids 3D, my first instant was 1 star. But I honestly, this deserves...
Okay, that's messed up.
It deserves at least 3 stars.
I'm not even going to say it's great. Yeah, I think it's a solid 3.
Yeah.
Fun, yeah.
The same way...
Yeah, because it's a fun... It's like why we both love Speed Racer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Speed Racer is way better than this.
It's fun.
This is...
Oh, it is way better, but it's still not like I don't think objectively you could say as like a film it's as high as we rated it, except that it's just so fun that we rated it.
Yeah. I will say this. This is like a child's dream of a movie. And I can't speak for you guys, but for me as a kid, like before I knew how movies work, before I knew that this is not a thing that actually exists, I was blown away. I was like,
oh yeah.
What the
oh yeah.
I asked for one of the gadgets, whatever that bug thing is. I asked for that
I had it
for Christmas.
It was from McDonald's. They had it at McDonald's.
I had the same
I had one.
McDonald's toy. Yes.
Ralph. Yes.
God.
Yeah, but the other thing is finally the technology has caught up to where games like that are kind of possible.
Oh yeah, this could exist.
But in
now.
2003, video games sucked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were nothing like that.
If you look up the video game for this movie, it looks awful. It looks like a really... And what does that say? Their expectations were so high for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you will not be able to distinguish this from real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think honestly that is everything I have to say about it. I will say this is a great well, this spoils the Q&A, but I would say what would you guys say for time of the day? Because I would say like 12 in the afternoon maybe.
That's what I was gonna say. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 1.
Awesome.
So yeah, we're all in like the general.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
All right.
With
cool.
like probably my niece, just to
Yeah.
see if she gets a kick out of it. Because like again, it is like for the fact that we all saw it as kids, I think has a lot to do with the fact that we think it's fun. Because I did see some people being like, "This is garbage," and you can tell they just saw it for the first time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's horrible, but it's so fun.
Isn't it crazy that there are people like roaming around on film Twitter that were born after this movie came out?
I don't even want to
Isn't
talk
that
about that.
fucked up?
They're probably
Yeah.
the people making memes saying they hate you, Carson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps me grounded, knowing that's the crowd, you know? I'm like, you wouldn't be like this if you saw this in theaters. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Let's just get into questions. This first one, I did not write down the usernames. So, honestly, I'm sorry that I don't give credit to these. Usually, I always do, but today I didn't. It is, if you could have one movie character's qualities, characteristics, and abilities outside of superheroes, who would it be and why? So mine would be...
I'm going to go last on
Okay,
this.
yeah, I didn't send you the questions beforehand, Jeff, and I'm sorry about that. I would say Sebastian in La La Land.
Ooh.
Well...
You want to be a pretentious douchebag? Oh, wait.
Wow.
That was really
Jesus
rough.
Christ.
That was a... You can cut that out if you want.
This is your last time on the Cars Cast. Let's just put it that way.
I mean, we'll see what the people say.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I stand by what I said. I would love to be Sebastian. He's hot because he's pretentious, and he knows how to play jazz. He's got great taste. That's what I want to be.
Yeah, that's
He's
fair.
got drive.
He like the way he like replays the tape over and over to listen to the dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
He gets scared easily. Yeah.
He is funny.
He's hilarious.
I'll give him that.
He's charming. What about you, Lucy?
Amy Elliott Dunn from Gone Girl.
Oh wow.
I went in a
Nice.
completely different direction. You were like, he dresses nice, and I was like, I mean, she's very talented
Yeah. Hey,
at what she does, which is Gone Girling.
I respect it. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
what?
yeah.
How was the question phrased again?
It's oh god, I exited out of it. If you could have one movie character's qualities, characteristics, and abilities outside of superheroes, of course, who would it be and why?
Okay. I am gonna spend 5 seconds thinking about this. Okay, I got it. Jack Malik from Yesterday.
Okay. Yeah. That's
I know I'm the only one who knows all the Beatles songs.
yeah. That's actually a smart answer. You would do it right compared to him. That's the thing. Oh my god,
Right.
if you had that power, like if that ended up in your hands as opposed to that like boring dude, that would be such a fun movie. Cuz you just
Yeah.
make a I was going to say make a podcast.
Right, yeah.
out of it.
I'd just be more of a show off with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why be modest when you are the greatest musician of all time?
Right. Yeah. Cool.
I think I also literally made the argument when we talked about that was a superhero movie.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Which breaks the rule of this. But I don't think everyone else thinks it's that, so
Yeah,
never
it
mind.
doesn't matter. Next question is
If I also had to break that rule, I would pick Thelma from Thelma, which I really like. But technically, I think she's a superhero.
Okay. Noted.
And Karsten would be Spider-Man.
Dude,
No, he would be Junie from Spy Kids.
no. I'm not pint-sized, nor am I a
You'd be
spy.
the grandpa in the video game.
Let me just say, and I'm probably so alone here, but I would make a great Spider-Man. Right?
I mean, you wouldn't be the worst.
I wouldn't be the worst. I think I'd be a
Not
pretty
the
good.
worst.
What's something Spider-Man says? Wait, like. That's gonna be what I use
doing
for the.
web
Some
motions?
snarky.
On a podcast?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What is the best midnight movie? I will kick this off and say Greener Grass, movie from 2019. Jeff, I really want you to watch that. Have you seen it yet?
No, I remember like when it came out, hearing about it. I never saw
I
it.
think you would love it. It's so funny. It's on Hulu, but yeah, Greener Grass is my pick because it's just so the humor is so funny as is, and everything after midnight is so funny, and you're already kind of tired at a certain point. Like it just all
That's
clicks
fair.
and makes sense. You gave it a 3 out of 5, but we'll move past that.
Hey. That's what I gave Spy Kids 3D Game Over too.
That's true. What is everybody else's thoughts on this question?
You know
I
what?
guess. Oh, do you need time?
I'm just gonna blindly back Karsten and agree with what you said. I haven't seen it, but that's how much I trust you.
Okay. Sure. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Jeff.
Okay. I guess I'll go with The Room, just because I really love The Room.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see it at a midnight show. When I was Googling midnight movies, I noticed that 2001 is on there, and so, but that shit would scare me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. No, so I'm going to say The Room, because I'm a fan of The Room.
Yeah.
So,
Good choice.
it's fun.
I went to a screen.
I've still never seen The Room.
Okay.
Jeff, what have you seen?
I Kids 3D.
I've only seen the movies for this podcast. That's it.
I want to make a quick thing. I went to see a midnight screening of The Room with Tommy Wiseau there, and it started like 45 minutes late because of Tommy. And also,
that sounds correct.
After that, after 45 minutes after he arrived, he made us sit through 2 of his short films and the trailer for his new movie, which took another.
Yeah, is it the best friends
fiends,
with
yeah.
fiends? Yeah.
He made us sit through all of that and then some stupid bit, and everyone was like, "Just start the fucking movie."
So it was 1 a.m.
Yeah, it was a really long night. That was my first time at the Music Box Theater for any.
Woo! Music Box.
Yeah. They're playing Phantom Thread in 70mm right now, and I'm very tempted to go, but they also are letting people take off.
Music Box is open?
Yeah, it's open, but they're letting people take off their masks in the theater, and that's something I'm not going to do. So,
I don't think I would be
this
down
last
for
one, no, it's not worth it. Never mind. What are your favorite Coen Brothers films, and why aren't they The Big Lebowski? This person knew. Big Lebowski is not the best Coen Brothers movie.
No, I wouldn't say so.
My favorite is Inside Llewyn Davis.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
I definitely need to rewatch Llewyn Davis, but I would say Raising Arizona is probably my favorite. I really love it. It's good.
All right, yeah, no. Good answer.
Even though a hot take.
Even though that is definitely bottom tier Coen, but yeah, good answer.
Well.
I hear a knock at my door.
It's like a sniper rifle across the street. If you just open your blind really quick.
Cool. Well, now that we got all those out of the way, I want to end this. We usually don't have segments after that, or specific segments. And Jeff, I don't even know if I told you I was doing this, but we did this for the first Lucy episode. But
yeah, I'm ready to see what happens.
All right, yeah. So she has some very weird Letterboxd opinions that, if we can't already tell from this episode, I thought I was going to be nicer, but it's so...
You know what?
It's fun.
You know what? I got them too. I got screenshots.
So we're going to start with Hoot, clocking in at 2 stars.
You just shocked me. Every time you say one, I just... Well, is that high or is that low? What do you...
Well, to be honest, I don't even remember Hoot. I read the book. Hoot was
Me neither.
Hoot was the bee's knees during the time, and then nobody has ever talked about it again. And so that's why I just wanted to bring this up. I don't disagree, actually. I just wanted to acknowledge Hoot. So...
I mean, Brie Larson.
She's in Hoot?
So. Yes! That's probably why it's not 1 star, because there was a big point in time. I don't know if you know, my icon is Brie Larson, when she was a teenager, and I was a big fan some years ago. So.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, this next one is Burning at 1.5 stars. Listen.
I think this is where I should leave early. Has anyone ever left the podcast early before?
No one's ever walked out. Have we ever had anybody on the podcast? Well...
You hear a door slam?
I was going to say anyone that really seemed like they didn't want to be on the podcast. And I think Jeff and we both
who? Yeah. Yeah.
We don't want to...
I know you're talking about. By the way, I just wanted to say real quick, I was looking on my phone at I was gonna try to see if I found any Karsten ratings on Letterboxd that I could roast him for. So I wasn't just tuning out. And looking at text.
Solidarity.
Yeah. So yeah, Burning is. I get if you don't like it, if it's not your thing, but hey, it is not. In my opinion, I don't think it's that great either. I think it's a 4 out of 5. I think it's pretty great, but
I think that's quite low, but, at the time, everyone really, really loved it, and I did not get it. I even saw it in theaters, and I was like...
You just wanted to stir the pot.
Sometimes stuff you ever feel like a movie just completely passes you by? You're like, did I even watch, the same thing?
Yeah.
And, I definitely see the merit. It's quite well made, but it was not... It did not do anything for me that was good.
Understood.
So, but yeah, people hate me for that one still.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
I think we... I feel
You're like,
so
hey, I'm here to make everything worse.
Yeah, I'm just here to remind everybody about it. I only have 2 more.
Okay.
This one I'm genuinely curious. Full Metal Jacket, 2.5 stars. And listen, I know it's like
Okay, yeah, that's a bit low.
like Full Metal Jacket, I get it, like, but I don't get it. You know, I'm just curious what it is. That one feels like there's a reason.
No, it's very much about war. Is just the thing. I like coming off of other Kubrick films. I was like, oh, that's the deal here, and that's just kind of it's very in the middle. That's how I feel. And then it's got the 2 distinct parts. So like the beginning is all boot camp, and then the end is like all war. And I don't know.
Yeah,
it's been a while for that one. So
hey,
I would say it probably is my least favorite Kubrick, I guess.
Okay. And lastly, B movie at 1.5 stars, which is Listen, B movie's not a good movie, but it's not a 1.5 star movie.
When
Let's all be adults
one and
here.
only time I saw a B movie, I was filled with rage. It was my best friend at the time's birthday, and I was almost a teenager, and I was like, we could see any comedy that's out right now. And she said, no, we're all going to see the B movie at the mall. And I was like, why are you doing this to me? I was so filled with rage, and I just never rewatched it. And it's hugely good for a meme, definitely. But like the B movie scripture, that's a classic.
You're glad,
you know?
like what came out of it, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Real quick though, you said it was your friend's birthday.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was fair that they put film in there.
It was her choice.
Jeff has
so
a point.
I went, but
Yeah.
I was filled with rage because I didn't want to see it. So I guess
funny.
the end result of that is that I'm a bad friend, maybe.
That's what I've been trying to expose this whole time, more than
Yep,
anything else.
just come out and say it.
Just an
honestly.
awful thing. And honestly, that's all I got. I agree with most of what you have to say, to be honest. And
Okay.
most of them are understandable. So I'll say that.
Okay. I have time to say a couple?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, I'll try to be quick, but I'm gonna start with Titanic at 3 stars. What is that thought process?
What about
You're
it?
shrugging. It doesn't do anything for you?
No. You know what? I just blew air out my mouth and I looked at my screen and it looks really ugly. So I might blur that out in post. That's all.
Just a blur, like not a cut.
That's what I have to say about Titanic. No, it's just too long. Yeah,
Yeah, my sister owned Titanic on VHS, and it was 2 tapes. So halfway through, you had to like eject it and put a new one in.
I know the exact moment that you have to do that too, because I watched Titanic about 100 times as a kid.
You know what? The thing is, I think I would have appreciated this back in the day, or like if I grew
Okay.
up on it. But like,
That's fair.
I have only seen it when I'm like forced to watch it when it's on the TV, and my family's like, trust me, my family hates me for this too, and they're like, we're watching Titanic, and I'm like, why don't we watch The Departed, which is on the other channel? And they're like, are you dumb?
You're just like, why don't we watch B movie?
Yeah. So.
Okay. I understand that then. Cool. That's very fair. Okay, how about Bridesmaids at 2.5 stars?
That's okay. That's another one where it's like, well, you know what? I can't defend that one. I'm wrong.
Do you remember it?
I messed up.
Or
yeah, I remember
or you
it.
just don't like it?
Oh, no. I think it's funny. The only scene I remember from that movie, I think, is when they all get food poisoning at the same time. Is that the same movie? Yeah. That's really funny.
I think that's due for a rewatch. Not
due
to
for a rewatch.
Dictate what you're rewatching, but
No,
I
you
would
should.
say
because my mom, I trust my mom's taste, And well, kind of. And my mom because my mom liked Green Book a little too much, and I'm like, Mom, it's not that good of a movie, but she does love Bridesmaids, because of how funny it is. And she says,
"Thank you, Karsten's mom."
She put me onto Election. I had known about
Election.
Election.
Yes, I knew that. Yes.
And so now I feel like I owe it a rewatch. Maybe I'll appreciate it more now.
I would say Bridesmaids is like the experience of seeing that in theaters in 2011 was like the most anyone's ever laughed in a theater I've ever been in. It was like, and because of that experience, it's only like a 5 for me. So I am biased, but
in that case, I completely understand. Maybe I'm in the wrong here.
Okay.
And we can all shake it out.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, I have one last one just because it's just too funny and I can't not say it. Ocean's 8, a half star.
Wow.
Half a star. It's your most recent half star rating, it looks like, or the most popular, or whatever. However, their thing works.
The thing about that movie is, I went to go see.
Is that you're just wrong.
I went to go see Hereditary, and then they started. This is a 3-movie story. I went to see Hereditary. They started playing Hotel Artemis or whatever the fuck that movie was called. And everyone in the theater was like, this is not Hereditary. So they were like, and AMC just didn't even bother. They were like, yeah, so you're not going to watch Hereditary today. So you can go watch another movie for free. So we were like, okay, let's go see Ocean's 8. And we walked in, albeit 30 minutes late. So maybe I was a little confused. We stayed for 20 minutes before walking out. It was like some of the worst 20 minutes. It was so...
You walked out?
Yeah, I walked out.
You can't rate something if you walk out.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
And I think I say that at some
point.
You
have to complete it. Karsten!
But okay, it's not even that he walked out. He also missed the first half an hour.
Oh my God.
For a heist film, that sounds kind of important.
Yeah, I definitely witnessed 15% of that movie. And I give it 15, whatever that percentage is.
So you're saying you extrapolated that, it's 5 stars.
Yeah, it could be 5 stars. Or it could be 4.5 because maybe the part I saw was the only half-star part of the movie and the rest of it is a 5.
I would like to know which part it was.
It was like...
Now.
It was like right when to be honest, I don't even remember. I think Rihanna showed up and
she was
hacking. Love Rihanna. Yeah, and I was like, why is Rihanna hacking? I was like, what she... It was just, I was also just pissed because I wanted to see Hereditary, and instead I was watching Rihanna hack, and I was like, okay, maybe.
I guess the disappointment aspect is fair, but also I don't believe you should have rated it in the first place.
Listen,
because
it was a different time.
Been complete.
We were different people.
All right.
I was having a fun.
I watched that and Hereditary as a double feature on my birthday.
Oh, shit. Wait, so they are meant to be seen in the same day.
They are, yeah. I saw Ocean's 8 in IMAX, and then I dragged all my friends literally to see Hereditary because everyone was scared.
That's the other thing. That's
the way
I went to the IMAX theater when they said we could go to it, and I was like, this movie is in IMAX?
That's very fair. That's maybe the only good criticism you've said about it.
All right. Well, glad we got
I'm done.
Some steam out.
Yeah, I was like vaguely looking at your ratings, and like some are a little sketch, but I mean the only one that just popped out because I didn't have time to kind of do a full analysis is that you just made a film about Piper,
a video,
and how good it is.
Yeah,
the short.
What did I?
And you only gave it 4 stars.
Yeah, that's questionable.
Even though you just made a whole film.
Yeah. Yeah. That's weird. I need to fix that because I gave Bow, I think, 5 stars because Bow is a 5-star short film. But Piper's better than Bow, so I gotta. Yeah, that's my bad.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, that was like the whole title of the film.
Yeah. I appreciate that you keep calling it a film because it was a video. But yeah, my videos are films. Let's put it that way.
They're art.
They're art.
Yeah.
Artist.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah. All right.
You're a hotel artist.
Well, I think that does it for this episode. It was a long one. But I had a blast. I hope everyone else had a good time.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let me just pull up this. Fuck my. Oh God! Wait, my phone died. We like to finish these off by leaving a review, and we have a mean one today. Should I read that one? This is a 1-star
sure.
review. This one comes from
go.
Iggy139 from the United States of America. Subject line is poop. Go listen to Sardonicast. The review is, this podcast is really stupid. No one has anything important to say, least of all Karsten. All you have to do is look at the amount of time an episode of this is compared to like an episode of Sardonicast to see how much more they have to say than this. I don't understand why Karsten has any success because his film reviews are extremely bland and don't say anything substantial about the film, and his negative reviews are even worse, saying stuff like, it's good, but is it that good? Or, I feel like if someone says this, if it's their favorite film, they haven't seen any films. Which is exactly what I said about Palm Springs being higher than a 4 today. And that's the review. So nothing mean about you, Jeff. So you...
Yeah, honestly, I think they were just venting on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of weird that they felt that strongly that they
not
to
only
do that.
hate this podcast, but they really love the Sardonicast.
Yeah.
So,
Which
I'm gonna
I feel
book
like
that
isn't
next.
we're not really like rival podcasts
No.
or anything.
do you know about the Sardonicast, Jeff?
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I've never listened to
I've
it.
never heard of it.
It's yeah. Well, we like to wrap things up with reading or giving a thank you to our patrons. We,
All right.
as you guys don't,
Which, based on that review, it's surprising we have any.
we got, yeah. Let's just get, if you want to become a patron, go to patreon.com/carscast, where you can get exclusive access to bonus episodes, Q&As, shout-outs at the end of every episode, Google Hangouts, Zoom meetings, and honestly, like, so much more. So... There's not a lot more, if I'm being honest, but... that review just threw me off. You guys gotta understand. So we'd like to thank Allison Grace, Annabelle Falk, Atticus Merwin, Blake Root, Boat, Camilla, Dr. Aneurysm, Eden, Ethan Kell, Grant, Holly Edwards, Iron Tusk, 93, Iva, Jacob Colness, Joshua Krzwicki, Josie Eiler, June Australian Winter, Liv Robb, Lucian Vecina, Martin Deff, Mary Lee Borslow, Moses Ox, Ready Steady Ernie, Robert Burke, Sergio Palacios, Sophia Arieta, 10 Billion, Vegard Strum, Vera S., Yoki Sasquatch, and Z. Next week's film is Don't Mess with the Zohan. That's...
Yeah.
they have...
Lucy, Karsten actually practices saying that list every night in the mirror.
Really?
No, I don't. Here's the thing. Why did I say here's the thing as if I was going to say
No,
something
I believe
else?
it. I believe it.
I don't. God, that review was so funny.
Okay, wait. Did I hear? Was that Jeff's mom in there?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what? Before we do our final couple things we're saying, I just want to give my own review of both Karsten and Lucy.
Okay.
5 stars. You know, I didn't think of the body of this review, but it's 5 stars for sure.
Thanks.
Yeah,
All
better
right.
than
Do
the
we get a
Sardonicast.
like? Do we get a like on there?
Oh yeah, and
little
I
heart.
also I give you a
heart.
little heart depending on whatever
Cool.
review system it is. Yeah, there we go. 5 stars.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, hey.
Awesome.
Lucy, thanks so much for being here again. Honestly.
Always. Always.
Yeah.
Surprised you wanted to come back in the first place. So.
Oh, I've been counting the days until you asked. Like, I was getting a little amped up. Like, I followed Jeff and everything, and I was like, is he going to ask? Is he going to
Yeah.
bring it up?
Yeah.
We'll have you on in a less long period of time between, we'll just have progressively less time that you're on until you're one of the hosts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Well, do you have anything else to plug, Lucy? Anything you want to say?
Just, hope you don't hate me on Letterboxd or follow my Letterboxd. I don't have anything to plug.
All
I'm
right.
just hanging out.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Go read Lucy's Variety article.
Thanks.
Yeah. Jeff?
Yeah, which we'll link in the description for this. We can do that, right?
Yeah. I link your channel all the time, Jeff. It's a very... Our descriptions are so funny because it says our Patreon and Jeff's channel, but not my channel.
It's because, let's be honest, anyone who's listening to the podcast already subscribes to your channel.
Yeah.
Or they're coming from the Sardonicast.
Yeah.
Anyways, Jeff, do you have anything to say?
Coming from the Sardonic.
Jeff?
And not coming back. So, I mean, I guess, follow my YouTube channel I just started, where I thank you for subscribing to it with a series of videos at various increments.
Yep. Cool.
If that's it, I'll catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
Flip side. Cool.